Apple One subscription bundle. Here's everything included and how to sign up today. CNET. How to join Caves and Cliffs themed Minecraft Bedrock beta. Step-by-step guide for Windows, Xbox, and Android. Sportskeeda. Pixel 5 teardown reveals wireless charging cutout. Use of clips to attach Screen 9 to 5 Google. Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed so it could hit a 90+ Metacritic rating. Tweaktown. Below Deck Mediterranean's Hannah Ferrier seen with baby daughter. Daily Mail. Everspace 2 delayed because of Cyberpunk 2077's new release date. IGN. Huawei develops plan for chip plant to help beat U.S. sanctions. Financial Times. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 11 Pro. Specs comparison. Gizmochina. Respawn hints that Apex Legends will probably become more than just a battle royale game. Games Radar. Strong winds blowing into Waterloo-Wellington area. CTV Toronto.